I'll tell you this. You know what I want to see? If YouTube does not take down these accounts, I think Trump should go make some arrests. Or I think because it's a corporation, there should be like civil fines and forced testimony and things like that.
Arrest who?
That's the question, right? When it comes to a corporation, I suppose it goes down to the CEO, and the CEO is going to be like, look, I don't even handle that. I don't even know who's involved in that. That's why it's difficult to arrest someone over something like this. Typically, you find the company and force it into compliance, which I think makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, Google has played ball like in Georgia with the Stop Cop City thing. That was like 2023. The Georgia has a specific state law for terrorism, domestic terrorism, and that's what they use to source emails and data from Google. And they were going after like organizers, so people that were just providing funding and that sort of thing. So I mean, at the state level, there is precedent that Google will play ball if you're using a mechanism, a law that's on the books. Trump has to find that. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think that there are so many CEOs that are really ideologically committed to leftism, right? Like there are some people, and particularly middle management people and people that work at these companies that are committed, but the people that are higher ups, the people that actually have something to really lose if they don't comply with the DOJ, I don't know that they're really committed to Antifa. I'm sure there are a handful of them that are, but like, I don't think Zuckerberg is committed to an ideology. I don't think that he's a leftist.
I don't think he's a human.
Well,
I think he's a human.
Oh, Augustus.
Shane has,
Please, don't even start.
Sorry to be
dude.
the tech liaison.
Shane has a magical ability to derail conversations with his
truth, saying he's a reptile who hates Americans and freedom.
Well, when he was coming up, he was fairly libertarian, and his argument that that's what he should have been doing. I do think that that's honest. Like I said, when the Biden DOJ was making phone calls, that puts a lot of pressure on you. You know, these companies, they have to worry about all of the immense power that the federal government has. So I don't think that he would choose.
He's lied under testimony.
I don't think that he would choose to do things for one administration and not for another on an ideological basis.
I don't think he's beholden to politics. I think he's beholden to his power and his evil.
Money, yeah.
And he's lied under testimony about the algorithm harming little girls, like the algorithm picking up on if a young girl deletes a selfie, then the algorithm knows she must be sad, so we should sell her something. This is like evil stuff, and that's just a little part of the evil stuff. Why I think he's inhuman.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not trying to convince you that he's not.
Yeah,
because I know that's
and I'm just
impossible.
By saying that I'm saying that he's not beholden to politics, and I agree with you.
That's the point that I'm making.
He's beholden to something bigger, like
his
power.
It would be the
metaverse.
If there's anybody that can take power away from him, if there's any organization that can, it would be the federal government, because they actually do have the ability to say, all right, we're going to start investigating you. We're going to put a stop to this. We're going to put a stop to this. We're going to have all these indictments or these investigations. It's going to make his life a nightmare. That's the reason why he's going to be like, all right, I'm going to play ball, not because he's a good guy, not because he's not a reptile or whatever, but because he doesn't want to have to deal with all of the bad things that come along with with not complying with the federal government. What does he care if there's a handful of users that are politically left, that have a commitment to their ideology? What does he care if they get it wrapped up? He's talking about the entire planet. Right? Like he's looking to have his goals are far bigger than what what Antifa's after. So he would turn them over it's my opinion that he would turn them over in an instant, whether or not he's a good guy.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to be a good guy to do that.
The precedence is there. He'll do it because he did it already.
Yeah.
I want to pull up this story from the Post Millennial. The first thing I want to say is, Don Lemon, he's melting down over the Charlie Kirk Memorial. A lot of liberals are. The first thing I want to say is, the Charlie Kirk Memorial is one of the greatest days in the history of this country. It's estimated over 100 million people watched, and that was just in the first day. The full calculation isn't out yet. Powerful speeches to honor a man whose life was cut short, a good man who fought for making this country better, for unity. And it was a lot of people coming together. It was people waking up. Estimates of, I think, 200,000 people being there in person. The response from people like Don Lemon and the left was to call it a Nazi rally. They are now upping the ante. Prominent liberals are doubling down, saying that Charlie Kirk should have been in jail even. This one woman, who I will not give her the credit of saying her name, says that for his speech, Charlie should be in jail. No joke. A prominent liberal, all right, I'll just say it, Rebecca Jones. She tweeted that Charlie should have been in jail for a speech. Simultaneously, while liberals are lamenting Jimmy Kimmel's firing, he's back, I guess, they're saying Jimmy Kimmel's fired our free speech, but Charlie should be in jail. That's what they're saying. The escalation that we have seen in the past 2 weeks is very worrying. Okay, let me just spell it out. It was this event was put on 9 days. 9 days, I believe they said it was, after the death of Charlie Kirk, the murder, the assassination. He was killed in cold blood by a guy who, according to the evidence, said you couldn't negotiate with Charlie's hate. The left celebrated. They said nobody would care about Charlie Kirk. They panicked, tried blaming Groypers. They are now shooting up ABC stations, threatening more ABC stations with terror because of the firing of Jimmy Kimmel, because Jimmy Kimmel lied about who the shooter was. And they're calling the funeral for Charlie Kirk, an innocent man who did nothing wrong, who was murdered in cold blood, they're calling it a Nazi rally. It's like 3 years just happened in a week. Maybe everybody was politically blue-balled from August, bored, and so then it just kicked off a month later in an insane way.
They were calling the what is it, Madison Square Garden rally that Trump did
With Hinchcliffe.
before the election. They were calling it Nazis. Anytime you get enough conservatives together, they're going to be like, Nazis. Yeah. They're doing a Nazi rally. It's in one ear and out the other nowadays. You know, there's no substance to what they're saying. There was someone that was saying, "Oh, look, Stephen Miller, the Jew, sounded just like Goebbels on stage talking."
He said dragon.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's it's all the same regurgitated garbage because they don't have, anything worse to compare them to, and they're all histrionic, mostly women.
Oh yeah, where they were like they use AI to translate Stephen Miller's speech into German, and they're like, "This is so scary."
Yeah,
because like they were just World War II brain. Like that's all they can ever point back to. Because like you said, histrionic. So it's just, I mean, him saying it was religious nationalism on full display. Like, what are you trying to invoke there, Don? Are you trying to get more people hurt? Because that's like that's language that's going to cause people to be violently angry. It's absurd.
There's a lot of people that are talking about, it's Christian nationalism, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, man, you tried that before the election, and he was still elected.
Right.
So this whole Christian nationalism stuff, it only scares leftists.
Well, and he's not saying Christian nationalism like what Stephen Wolf Christian nationalism. He's saying religious nationalism. He's trying to invoke like Al Qaeda. That's what he's trying to do there. It's very obvious. He's trying to terrify you.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, Handmaid's Tale. So.
Yeah, which is not. I mean, again, I even saw people talking about Project 2025 and how this is actually the fruition of Project 2025. It's all just scare tactics to try to get their side worked up. And again, the conservatives don't give them, they don't give them any more credibility than just to give them crap on X, right? That's it. But they want to continue to turn the temperature up, even though as they swear up and down that what Donald Trump said is not turning the temperature down. It's like, oh, he's inflaming things, blah, blah, blah. When literally they spend, all day long and all of the talking heads on the left and all of these people that even up to and including people like AOC, fascists, they're fascists. Even after Charlie Kirk was murdered, they're like lying about what Charlie Kirk said, swearing up and down that it's a Nazi rally, swearing up and down that it's Christian nationalism, that they're just going to make all women are going to have to wear the red dress and the bonnet and blah, 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 which is all ridiculous, which most of the women on the left.
Maybe they should.
Well, most of the women on the left, they're saying that it's a terrible idea, but they're thirsty for it. They're just like, God, please pay attention to me. But that's the thing. It's all just histrionics trying to get people riled up in a time, a week after there was just a political murder. There's a guy going and shooting up ABC. There was a guy in New Hampshire that killed someone and shot up a wedding and he's hollering free Palestine. And that's, leftist garbage. It's all the same, try to get people as worked up as possible.
Do you think
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.